repeated the same tone. I said, aloha. Aloha. One red light ain't too bad, I guess.
Oh, hey.
Right. All right. Whew. Turn this on. This is H. How's it? Aloha. Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. Troy, Aussie, Sandy, Suzette. Aloha. Whew. Hey, I didn't think I'd make it on time today. Dr. Mike, how's it? How's it? Brenda, how's it? How's it? Yeah, we get Matt, we get Uy, and we have our special guest Melody with us tonight. So what's on the agenda is we're gonna do, of course, ghost stories. We're gonna do Morgan's Corner, and then we have stuff for after. Melody has a lot of stories to share too, so looking forward to it. Hey, FRD, Fred. Aloha, how's it? How's it? Um, let's see if we can get everything on the live. Everything on. That's my new piece of equipment over here, the REM pod. Yeah, that one red light. YouTube doesn't pick it up that good though. I don't know why. There we go. Aussie, how's it? John, how's it? How's it? Yeah, Morgan's Corner. Let's see if I can get that red light off. Super windy up here last night too. Like 33 on the ground when I was driving.
Where from?
So, no, all inside here. Yeah. This is a good call. Nice to play with that. I'll play. And then they're driving to the program. Yeah. Yeah, there's like music on 45. So I just wanted to have a couple of exciting stuff to go up on a program. Look over here. Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're excited. Get that feeling.
Singing.
We're having some fun tonight. Please feel free to play with the toys, to touch them, to do whatever you want. Yeah. Beth, how's it? Hey, Neil, aloha. We're on Oahu. Yep. Troy, how's it? Hey, everybody. 808, Martha. We got Melody and Uy and Matt too. Hey, Matthew, how's it?
Hey, Matt.
Hey, no worry. Good to see you, bruh. So yeah, right over there is my new toy. There you go. My little REM pod that I just came in the mail today. So I'm looking forward to breaking it. That has a temperature thing too. So when the temperature drops 5 degrees, light will go off and it'll change color. Yeah. Ooh, thank you for all the heart me's and all that stuff. Mahalo 808. All right, Pono, how's it? Um, yeah, I'll show you guys what it does. It kind of took me a while, and Jubu helped me to figure it out. All right, Jubu helped to explain it to me because he knows how it works. You still see it on the line? Yeah. So how it works? It makes a bubble of it's an electromagnetic field bubble. I don't know if it's magnetic, but it's an electrical bubble. And so if anything breaks that bubble or goes into it, then it breaks. If anything with an EMF or with a magnetic field like us, energy goes into it, it breaks. So it watch. The closer you get to it, the more colors go off. Okay, that's it. But if you have a stick, if I'm holding it, the stick has its own EMF. A little bit. But if you drop it, it doesn't. Versus, see, so my hand comes right here, goes off. I drop a stick right here, nothing. So in order to go off, it has to have some kind of energy enter that thing. Not necessarily EMF either. Jamie, how's it? The way YouTube made new full screen format is kind of weird. I don't see anything different on my end. Sorry, guys. Alucard, the one paranormal site I will never investigate. This is what a lot of people call Morgan's Corner. And it's close enough to Morgan's Corner that I can see why. But the actual corner itself is a little bit further down the road. It's by a house, which is why I don't want to disrespect the neighbors by streaming one live video and they hear one guy just talking for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Right outside the house. Yeah, you've seen those on Ghost Hunters. Yep. When did you get it? It came in today. So yeah, I had another one too, but it kind of broke. I need to open it up and I need to get the soldering iron back out and I need to fix that one. Then I have two. That was a gift from my friend Guy, who you guys will meet on Friday, to share some of his experiences. He's a co-founder of Hawaiian Hauntings with me as well, yeah, as a friend of ours, Ivan's. What time do I leave these spots? Tonight maybe about 10, 10:30. I don't know. We're usually done with the live about 10. We kind of like to hang out a little bit more, but then I do have work in the morning, so yeah. All right, so as soon as we came out, the trees have been talking. I don't know if you guys can hear over my voice, but so when I started the live, I went out and I said aloha, and the tree literally mimicked the tone of what I just did. I went down to the edge and I looked, and there wasn't a single noise, me and Melody. And then I said, as soon as I turn around, it's going to make a noise. And so I turned around and it started making noise. It just has a very playful feel tonight. This is a place with a lot of, oh, Melody on both places. This is a place with a lot of misinformation, I guess you can call it. It's a place that has a lot of ghost stories. It has, because as you can tell, it's dark. But if it looks familiar, that's because it is familiar. I come here often because it's actually quite peaceful. I'm not looking to be scared. I'm not looking to scare people. If I did, I'd tell my state hospital stories, not the ghost ones. Hey Michelle, we are on Oahu. I'm gonna put those things further back, but I don't think I would catch them going off if they're any further back. What do you guys think? You guys are on me. The real people here.
I think you should be able to touch it and move it a little more back.
Okay. Nu'uanu Valley right now. Old Pali Road. Noi Noi, how's it?
Tree sounds. Oh yeah. Easy.
So this one is cool. It has the whole sensitivity thing. I have been playing with the sensitivity. So yeah, where we are at is a place in Hawaii that was in Nu'uanu Valley, but this was a place known as. See, when I read it, it didn't have the Kahakos or the Okinas, so it's either Kahua Ilanavai or Kahuai Lanavai. This is a place that, if you can imagine back 1795 or so, when the Battle of the Pali, we were there, what, yesterday, huh? This area over here, it wasn't wooded, it wasn't forested, it was all trees that were sandalwood trees, and the river that flows through here didn't flow through here because that was redirected later. This was the land where Kamehameha had shoved the army of Kalani Kupuli, or the Oahuans, back into this valley. And they fought all the way back, and the Oahu army was outnumbered. And Kamehameha them had cannons and guns, and so they didn't really stand a chance. So one of the things that I had read, hey Carrie, mahalo. One of the things that I had read about the battle, and not much is known about the battle, so take it with a grain of salt, right? In Hawaii, believe if you talk about it too much and you had known, then it can kind of lose its mana. But I believe that history should be perpetuated, yeah. But there's a lot of different versions of history. The one I read came from a general who published a book in the army who went step by step, battle tactics, how it happened. Over here, this is the famous hiking trail, Judd Trail. This will take you out to Manoa Falls in about 4 or 5 hours if you walk. This was the path when Kamehameha was coming up the valley with his army, that the Kalani Kupuli and his men, they held this line as long as they could, because the Maka'ainana, the common people, the farmers, the fishermen, the regular people in this valley, they had no escape. And so their escape was on this trail that comes out in Manoa. And so they held this trail as long as they could. Some saying that this place here had more bloodshed than at the lookout itself. And many, many, many times I've been here. I've been coming here since about 2010, maybe, when I did the Oahu Ghost Tours, and even after that, because it's just a place that really kind of, you never know what to expect. It can be very scary, but it's not evil, and it's usually not dangerous. I'd say, estimated, I've been here well over 1,000 times at night in the last 15 years alone. But this place, I've heard from time and time again on the tour, I've seen what it can I've seen what it can have in it. I've seen the trees that fall down next to people when they want you to leave. You'll come out sometimes, you pull up at night, pitch black, no wind, and nobody will leave the van. The place is so intense. And then the very next night, pitch black, no wind. And people come out and they're walking around and they're like, oh, what, you just take us to random dark places at night? Yeah. And so this place has a lot of different things. The ground here was stained in blood, from what I've been told by many people. So the land was stained in blood that we're standing on, that we hike on. And when you come over here, if you like to hike this trail, man, fantastic. There's a ton of people that do. Respect the area. This was a place where many, many, many Hawaiian soldiers met their end, right? So this place is considered sacred grounds to many people. Yeah. So yeah, this place, so much. As Kamehameha's army came up, and the army of Oahu were holding this line, they went over the trail, over that. to escape to safety. Nobody really knows what happened to the people that went to escape to safety. It's not really said anything, but I do know from the records that Kamehameha had sent one of his strongest contingency of soldiers, the elite soldiers, to come across this trail from the opposite end, and I'm pretty sure that the two parties met. And who's to say what actually happened? But yeah. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I can't keep up. A calamine. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Joy, and everybody else for answering the questions for me. The easy ones over here. Wow.
YouTube is quiet.
Yes,
Yeah.
YouTube is nice and quiet. Thank you. um,
Asking about Ohuimanu.
Ahuimanu.
Is it haunted in Ohuimanu?
Oh, there you go. I used to live Ahuimanu. I never seen nothing. No, it's fine. Nu'uanu has a lot of stuff. I mean, but you might not see them. I kind of laugh a little bit. People like to see stuff, yeah, when they come on a ghost tour. I'm like, so you go come into the pitch black at nighttime to see something that's invisible. You have things that other happen. You have five senses, six if you turn off all the lights and you start to use your other senses. Hey, no worry, Travis. Hey, Auntie, how's it? A mist just wafted across the camera from left to right. Anybody here have a cigarette? Nope, nobody's smoking.
No smoking right now.
So yeah, if you saw a mist, that was probably a mist. Yeah. So let's get into some of the stories now. Of course, the stories of Morgan's Corner, the urban legends, yeah, the ones that you hear from your friend who heard it from their aunties, brothers, cousins, uncles, nephews, dogs, master, all of that kind of stuff. You hear them. That's kind of a big sign for me. If you hear a ghost story that has a very vague source like that, then it may or may not be true. Well, the story, of course, there's many different renditions, but the one that we would tell on Oahu ghost tours goes like this, right? There was one. There was a there was a military guy back in the old days, right? They come from one of the nightclubs over there. He meets this local girl, this hula dancer, beautiful girl, right? And so they come driving up over here onto the old Pali Highway, which wasn't old, was a Pali Highway. And they pull over to the side and they start to, the kind, like they do. And as the night progresses, they decide time to go home. So they go to start up the car and the car won't start up. Of course, then it starts to rain to make things even worse. So the guy, he wants to get home. He tells the girl he's going to walk down the street. He's going to go knock on the door and see if they can use their phone and get a tow truck. So he goes off and does that. And he tells her, just wait in the car. I'll be back. And so he goes down and she waits for him and waits for him. And she falls asleep waiting for him. He takes so long. And it's dark and it's raining. So she ain't getting out of the car. As she dozes off, throughout the night, she's awoken by noises. One of the noises is the rain finally stopping, and she can hear a drip, drip from the trees above, drip on top of the car roof, right, of the rain that had stopped. She dozes off again, and she can hear what sounds like the wind blowing in a branch. That was going off, huh?
Yeah.
I heard a noise.
Something like a little bit.
Like a bell, yeah?
Yeah.
Was that going off?
No.
Huh?
See the lights changing,
The lights are never.
but
There's a
I
bell.
thought I
Sound
was
like
tripping over here.
Okay, we'll see if we hear it again. It's a new piece of equipment. We don't know what it sounds like yet.
You know what it reminds me of is, like the cat's bill that they have on their
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
The cat bell. Yeah. Huh. So sorry, distracted there. Heard a little bell, a little chime. I'm like, what the heck? Then she hears the wind picks up and she hears the wind blowing the branches across the top of the car, scratch, scratch, scratch in the wind, and she goes back to sleep and dozes off. Early morning dawn as the sun is rising. She's awoken by somebody knocking on the door, and she opens her eyes and there's blue lights all around her. And as she's looking, there's actually a face at the door and pounding on the window, knocking on the door. It's a police officer, and the police officer tells her, "You need to come with us, ma'am. You need to, come. You need to come with us." And she's like, "Oh, wait, what happened? Where's this? Where's the guy I was with last night? My boyfriend?" And he's like, "We'll answer all your questions on at the station, but we need you to come into the squad car, and we got to take you down to the station." And so she's like, okay, 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 whatever. I don't know what's going on, but if a cop tells you do something, you do 'em. So she gets out of the car, um, and the cop just kind of grabs her. He's like, hey, so you gotta do me a favor too before you get fully out of the car. You gotta just walk straight over there and promise me you won't look back. So she says, okay. Then, out of habit, she gets out of the car and turns around to grab her purse, and that's when she sees the guy she was with that night. And she lets out this scream because he was hung by his feet, gutted like a pig from the tree branch. And she noticed that the dripping that she had thought was the rain was actually his blood, and the scratching was actually his fingers on the top of the car. This is the story of Morgan's Corner, or a version. Sometimes there's a guy with a hook for a hand. Is anybody on YouTube? I don't know if this thing's frozen again or what.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the story of Morgan's Corner. There's a lot of different renditions. When I would tell that to on the tour for 4 or 5 years, 6 years, um, I would have people in Australia saying, huh, that same story happened at our place too. I'd have people on the mainland, oh, the same place happened over here too. So that story apparently happened everywhere you go, right? It happens all over the world. That's what I consider an urban legend. What was that? You guys heard that?
Yeah.
That was a tree.
Mm-hmm. Last weekend going on over there.
That didn't sound like a squeaking. It sounded like a guy talking. Huh. Weird. Aloha, you like your stories?
Yeah. Yeah.
One more time, hana ho.
I swear that one sounds like a whistle.
Yeah.
Olu olu.
Like it just had that pitch, like whoop.
Mahalo. But we get Speedy Gonzalez over here. So the story of Morgan's Corner, the actual story, we've looked it up, and the newspaper articles and all of that stuff, right? It goes back to 1947. 1947 was Dr. Morgan had lived here in the 30s and 40s. I believe in the 50s, Dr. Morgan moved to the Big Island and bought some land. He was Dr. James Morgan. If you come down the Old Pully Road, you'll see a little hairpin turn. That hairpin turn was very dangerous, still is. But when this place was more heavily trafficked in the old days, that place we used to have a lot of car accidents, and so Dr. Morgan would help. Because of my job, I went to service a house actually a few months ago, right over here, right in the area where Dr. Morgan's house was. And the lady told me that they had lived there from the 50s, yeah? And they knew Dr. Morgan, and they knew, that's Matt, right? Coughing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They knew Dr. Morgan, and they knew the stories of why they called this place Morgan's Corner, because he would be there to help people, yeah? Yeah, I'm hearing that too, Joy. It sounds like someone whistling, huh? Hi, aloha. Hey, no whistle at night. You go attract the ghosts. Or if you want ghosts, you go attract the people. If you want, you can set off those lights, turn them blue. You can touch the little toy over there. That's why I brought it out for you guys to play with if you want. The trees are making noise. Yes, this is Oahu. So Dr. Morgan lived actually right down the road from here, right by the blinking light was the end of his estate. She recalled a specific story where there was a motorcycler that came up the road, and as he came up around the turn, a tree fell, blocked him. He couldn't cross the street. He couldn't cross the tree. So he turns around to go back down the road, and a tree fell and blocked him. And so he was stuck. Dr. Morgan came out. He's like, "Oh, it looks like you're going to be here for a while. Why don't you come inside and have a cup of coffee?" That's the kind of guy he was. And so when there would be a car accident, since he was a doctor, he'd be on the scene and he'd help the people. And that's the reason why it's called Morgan's Corner, because it was named after him. Dean, probably more scary. Yeah, we was there last night, bro. It was awesome. Hey, Brazil. How's it? Yeah, these are the trees.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so in 1947, Dr. Morgan actually went on vacation. And so he went on vacation. He went off island, and he left a caretaker to take care of his estate. She had lived right down the road. Her name was Therese Wouter. Therese Wouter was a 67-year-old widow, and so she decided to live in Dr. Morgan's estate while he was gone, take care of everything, water the plants, all of that stuff, right, that a caretaker does. And so she does that. And one night, these two men, she was cooking dinner, and these two men broke in, and they smelled her food. These two men, their names were John Polakiko and James Majors. They were inmates that escaped on a work detail. They got sent to.
There it is again.
Hold on.
And it's not changing color. Mm-hmm. It's making sound, but
It's making noise, yeah?
yeah.
That wasn't coming from that.
You sure?
Well, that is usually supposed to be accompanied by a light.
Right. But sounds like the noise, bro.
It does, but there's no light.
Yeah, right there.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
it
we're
was
still,
like-
we're
Like
still
as you-
figuring
you're
them out.
walking up closer to it, it got louder.
No. It stopped, so I couldn't tell. Is it coming from in that?
That is.
Yeah, that's you.
It has a temperature thing on it too, but the temperature thing, when it changes, it turns color. And there's no color going off on that.
So sound and color is simultaneously.
Huh? Yeah,
So
when
long
the
as
sound.
sound supposed to have a color.
Yeah. But even the temperature thing, it turns blue. There's a little blue light on it that turns blue. Unless the temperature goes up, which then I think it'll turn red, but the red light's already on, so who would know, right?
So regardless.
Yeah. You seeing mist moving around, Troy? Yeah. Are you a local guy? Yeah, I'm Hawaiian. Kamehameha grad. See that REM pod has two features. One is a temperature thing, and the other one is a regular REM pod feature. Joy, you're awesome. Thank you.
You guys don't worry about the mist. I'm having a cigarette.
Okay, we're gonna be getting some mist. All right, well, back to the story. John Polakiko and James Majors were two escapees from prison. They were out on a work detail, aka they were cleaning up the highway, and they had escaped. They had been running from the law for a few days and they were starving by the time they came up over into this area, and they spilled the cooking of Miss Therese Wouter, taking care of Dr. Morgan's estate. They broke into the house. They tied her up. They bound her. They gagged her, and they threw her in the bedroom. It was said that they hit her in the jaw, and then they threw her on the bed. They ate the food and all of that, and then they left. Unfortunately, what they had done was they didn't untie this old woman, and so the weekend passed, the days passed, and the next, like several days later, the gardener comes in to do the work, and he finds Miss Wouter, now deceased, still tied up in the bedroom. That was the infamous murder of Therese Wouter. These guys were caught a little bit later. They were sent to prison. I think it was Old Triple C, yeah, down in Kalihi, and they were sentenced to death by hanging. Yes, Old Triple C had the gallows at one time, and they were gonna go ahead and that was their sentence. But there was uproar because of the Massey case, because of all these other cases. Throughout Hawaii's history, there had been over 100 men executed, but all of them were Hawaiians or Asian, or there was only one man that was executed that was white. And so the governor at the time, Long, at 1951, he stays their execution and says no more capital punishment in Hawaii anymore. That's why this is such a landmark case, and he sentences them to prison for life instead. So they served about 20 years, and then they got let out on parole. That's life in prison. These guys, they were young. They were like 18 and 19 when they were arrested, but they died in very mysterious circumstances, right? Like Paula Kiko was about to be released when he died of a heart attack. I believe he was 40s and he died of a heart attack before he could reach freedom. This is what I was told anyway. And Majors was released and didn't show up to his parole meeting one day, and they searched his house and they found his clothes in the bed like his body was simply moved, and no one has seen or heard from him since. So it's mysterious circumstances how they passed away. You find out how it worked, Matt?
Um, not really.
Me too.
Maybe the buttons over
We'll,
there.
we'll, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
I don't know. There's like a red button under there. There's the on-off switch, and then there's three
You
on
gonna
the
read
top.
them?
One is to like 0 temp. The other is to change the range.
You get the manual over there.
Oh, the other hell?
Yeah. Made in China, so it may not be in English.
I speak 19 foreign languages. I read none of them. Oh, no.
Right on, right on. But yeah, Jana, how's it? Good to see you. We're at your favorite place, Jana. But yeah, that's the story of Morgan's Corner. These two men died. But here's the interesting part. Morgan's Corner is a place so infamous in Hawaii that no, Phoebe, that's the wind. Morgan's Place is a place that's so infamous in Hawaii. Anywhere that's dark and scary with a tree is called Morgan's Corner. So there are several of them. There's one in Kaneohe. It's Auloa or Kiana Ole Road that goes down. Actually, it's the same road that goes to the other side of the mountain and goes down. We went there for the first couple of years when I did the ghost tour. And here's the interesting part. So historically, this is where Dr. Morgan lived, right down the road from here. This is where Therese Wilder was unalived. And this is where it historically happened. However, on the Kaneohe side, on the other side of the mountain, just a few miles down, we would go up on that road. We would have the murder replay itself on some nights. We would smell night after night home cooked meal. We would smell a hot, fresh meal cooking. And there's no houses over there. We're so far away from the one house that is there. And it was right there in the bush. You could smell the food. It smelled like curry, night after night. And then we had these two red orbs whenever we talk about Palahiko and Majors that would appear. And these two red orbs we were told was bad, right? Red orbs, not too good. In fact, even to differentiate, there's blue orbs that are supposed to be good. They'd always be between us and the red orbs, kind of playing the story out. But I'm going to tell you guys one of my stories done at the other Morgan's Corner in Kaneohe, which kind of sealed the deal for me, right? This is one of my favorite stories to tell because this was way before I even started doing the ghost tour. We had gone ghost hunting, right? We walked up Kiana Ole Road. You go on past Castle Junction. You get the little right that's now kind of fenced off, but back then it wasn't. It was blocked off by the concrete barrier in the 90s, right? Kiana Ole Road, Auloa Road goes all the way up, and then coming down comes out between the two golf courses and H3 and becomes Auloa, or Kiana Ole. That's Kiana Ole. Comes out by the graveyard, Hawaii Memorial. Anyway, we're walking up the road over there. We were going ghost hunting. There was like 10 of us. Me, my neighbor, and my friend. And just the three of us would go ghost hunting. And everybody else was kind of like our entourage. Because whenever we go, you get plenty scary stuff always happens. So they wanted to see ya. And they was going up there like any other stuff, any other kind of going up there. And they had a few drinks with them. And they were just having good fun. And laughing and joking around. So we're walking up this old abandoned road that was all overgrown and all of that. And so I call out to the spirit and I say, if there's anybody here, please let yourself be known. I don't recommend doing that. I think I was like 18 or 19. Yeah, don't do that. So we walk up, we get to this place on the top. I didn't know this, but this is where Kiana Ole Road and Auloa Road connect to the old Pali Road. Everything was overgrown. And the other guys decided to stay there. I saw a rock wall continuing up, and I didn't know because it was so overgrown. That's the old Pali Road. So me, my neighbor, and my friend, we start walking up. And as we're walking up, it's kind of like side by side. My friend is on his phone. I don't know. You guys are old enough to remember those Nokia phones. He had one with the blue antenna that every time he'd be on a conversation, the thing would just get really bright and flash. So it was really annoying. Yeah. My neighbor had a flashlight, and I had a stick. I was clearing the cobwebs out of the way. My neighbor was in the middle, and all of a sudden, three things happen. One, something grabs my stick and rips it out of my hand. Two, my neighbor goes down, screaming, grabbing her face, and the flashlight's dropped. Three, my friend with the phone says, "What the hell is this?" I turned to see my friend looking at his hand. Something sticky was on his hand. He couldn't get it off for a while. It was sticky and it was stuck to his hand. It was something that was not physical. Yeah, it was weird. My neighbor was scratched. She was either a scratch across the eye or across the glasses. I forget. She was, but it wasn't like, it was really creepy. I didn't know what happened. So we turned around and we're like, okay, we need to get out of here. There's something here, because something had literally grabbed my stick and pulled it out and threw it. And so we turn around and we kind of run back, and everyone's like, "Oh, oh, what? You guys see ghosts? You guys see ghosts? What happened? What happened?" And we're like, "Bro, we see him. Let's get the hell out of here." Something would grab my stick and throw it, and they're like, "We'll tell you guys when we get out. We're going." And so we start walking, and I kind of lag behind with this other guy, Justin. Um, as we're walking down on the left side of the road, the Mackay side, there's a. How come that never happened the whole time the wind picked up, huh? Anyway, whatever.
We're not going to know.
We walking down, and on the left side, the Mackay side of the road, is all this California grass overgrowth, 7 feet, 8 feet high maybe. And my friend, we hear footsteps in there next to us, walking along the side of us. Something, sometimes running, sometimes walking. We hear it. My Portuguese friend, what does he do? Every time he hears the footsteps, he shines the flashlight over there. And I'm like, "Brah, what you doing?" He's like, "Brah, you heard that?" I'm like, "Yeah." "What, you like see him too?" He's like, "Brah, you heard that? I gotta look." I'm like, "Brah, if you're gonna look for the ghost, don't cry to me when you see him, huh?" Because he was the one that looked for him in the first place. And so we continued, took a few more steps, and then there was a loud noise next to us, and he shines a light. And immediately, we see a face above the California grass. We see the face of an old woman, 7 feet off of the ground, looking at us, kind of scowling at us. Brah, that was it. We ran. I told him, like, "Brah, don't do that." "What the hell you think you're doing, bro?" We got out of there so fast, and we booked it. We left, and it was just like, that was one of the ghost hunting things. But it's not done yet, because at the time I worked for a tour company, shuttle company rather. It was my job to pick up the people from the airport, take them into Waikiki, take them back from the Waikiki to the airport, back and forth all day. This was about a week, maybe less, after since this event happened when we went ghost hunting. And I drop everybody off in Waikiki as the sun is going down. And thank you, Carrie Lou. I drop everybody off in Waikiki as the sun is going down. I driving up Macaulay. And you know, when you go up Macaulay, you gotta look in the rearview mirror, because you always get those guys that try to speed by on the right and cut you off, huh? So I look in my rearview mirror just to see where I am. And I look in the back and I notice that there is a tourist in the van. I saw this lady sleeping, not the back seat. This is one of those 14 passenger vans, but like the second to last row. She was sleeping there. Her head was tilted up against the window and slash the bucket seat in front of her, and like she had like this long black hair, and I'm like, damn it, I forgot to drop somebody off. And so I turn around, it's all traffic, right? So I was at a stop. And I turn around. And I'm like, "Hey, Auntie, wake up! You never get out at your hotel." And as I'm saying that, as I turn around, I look, and there's nobody in the van behind me. The van is completely empty, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I look back in the rearview mirror, and I see in the mirror the lady with black hair is like waking up, kind of stirring. I see her head moving like she's gonna look up, and I'm like, "Nope." Grab my mirror, I tear it off of the wall, off of the windshield, throw it under my seat, call dispatch. I'm like, "Hey," it was a guy, Big Rich at the time. "Hey, Big Rich." He's like, "Oh, what's up, JP?" I'm like, "Hey, I gotta come back to the yard." "Oh, but you get one flight. They're waiting for you." I'm like, "Brah, I gotta go back to the yard." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Dude, I give you one landline. I call you real fast." He's like, "Okay, call me." I call him up. He's like, "What's up, Joe?" I'm like, "Brah, there's a ghost in my van." He's like, "What?" Big Hawaiian guy. He's like, "What?" "Brah, no kidding me." I'm like, "Brah, there's a ghost. There's a lady in the back of my van, and I want to turn around and look, and she wasn't there. But I saw her in the mirror." Oh, hold on. I'm like, Richard, you there? Rich, you there? Hear nothing for 5 minutes. And then I hear him out of breath come back on. Okay, are you ready? Come over here. When you come back to the airport, pull in front of the base and then just park right in front. I will clear one spot for you. Just go right over there, park in there. I'll be outside waiting for you. So I pull up. He's over there. He get 2 arms full of tea leaves and salt. Okay, he get bags of salt and the like tea leaf plants. He throws open the sliding door, throws it all inside, and then shuts the door. And he's like, "This van out of service for the next 3 months or something like that, or 30 days or something." And I'm like, "Thank you." He's like, "I go not a van for you. You got to go pick these guys up. Hurry up." So we continued. And then I was thinking about it the rest of the evening, and I'm like, I know why what happened. I had called this lady to come, and she came. I forgot to tell her to go away, to go back. So I had to drive back to Kiana Road or Aloha Road by myself on the way home that night and tell her to go back. That was creepy. So years later, 2008, I start doing Oahu ghost tours. Uncle Joe takes me back over there. Uncle Joe has been done. He's training me, and he tells me, I'm like, "Oh, bro, I get a story for you." He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell it to me later. I get one story too." I'm like, "Okay." So I listened to him tell the story about Morgan's Corner for the first time, and I'm like, "Bro, for real." And where he stopped, where he said, where we had smelled everything, that's where we saw the face. Yeah, right around that area. And I went home. I went to the library. I went to look up the microfilms. Back in 1978, when the case actually happened, it showed a picture of Therese Wilder. I finally found it. I printed it out. That was the same lady that I had seen. That same face, the same hair, the same lady glaring back at us over the bush. Yeah, that night. I don't know if this was a doppelganger or if this was actually her. I don't know why she'd be mad, and I don't even know why she's on the wrong side of the island. But yeah, do people continue to see Miss Wilder these days? I don't know. As I haven't heard of that, but as I said, I've been coming here for a long time. A lot of us have, and we haven't had any kind of hauntings with that. Old Waipahu behind where the cops train hunted, same lady. They said, yeah, I've heard about that where the cops train. But over here has more of a ghost, Hawaiian ghost kind of vibe. Yeah. Boy, yeah, I go everywhere I go is public places, but I recommend you shoot me a message first. I like to get to know people who come out. Yeah, I don't like to. If it's a tour, that's fine. But if we're sitting down and hanging out, I don't know what kind of pilikia some people have that they might bring and stuff. I kind of want to get know what to expect. Yeah, but I mean, technically, I'm in a public place. Anybody can come and join me anytime they like. One request is if you're gonna come, please say hi. No hide in the bush and try to scare us because you might get a rock to the head or something. You know what I mean? That's our ghost detector right there. If I throw one rock at the bush shaking and I hear ow, it's not one ghost.
So Joe, that the tone
Yeah.
that we was hearing,
Yeah,
it's from what I was reading, that's supposed to be the
temperature change.
yeah, but it's supposed to
It's supposed to be
The blue
accompanied
light
by
is
the
supposed to
blue
come
light.
on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
yeah
that was there when you were there looking at it, and the blue
yeah,
light
but it's
wasn't
just
coming
red
on.
light. But yeah, when the tone comes on like that, it's a temperature change.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it works like the other one,
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
the other lights will turn on and then we'll hear the tone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
That's
actual
that's
something touching it, yeah.
the REM pod function.
Right, right.
I want something to touch this. I mean, we got scary stories here. We got stories that taught pono. We have good stories here. There's been so many experiences from random screams. In fact, I think I'll share this one. Joy, one of my moderators, her husband was down here with us one time. I had come with brother Corey, Guy, had this other guy and his girlfriend, I think, or his female friend. And then first time I met them, and only time I met them, they had joined us on this tour. Also had my friend Jello and Pokey, right? And it was raining that night. So we was down over here, right by the road, and it was pouring rain. So I popped up the back of my van. Corey and the other guy were standing over there. Joy, I don't know if he was there too. I forgot where. I think he was talking to the lady if he was there. But anyway, I was inside the car with Guy as it was pouring rain, and Jello was this. He's a YouTuber. Him and Pokey were out there to record and get footage and blah 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 and stuff like that, right? So I'm like, you can be late, you know. Oh no, you can be wet. I don't care. So me and Guy are using the spirit box, the PSB7. I forget the stuff. Yeah, plenty of energy over here. Okay, okay, Joy. What was that?
I think this is fun.
Yeah, maybe we go walk down over there after. But
Okay.
in the van right up here, we heard me and Guy heard a girl in the spirit box scream, like "Help me!" And we're like, "Oh, you heard that?" And Guy's like, "Yeah, I heard that. Was some girl, yeah?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden, you hear Corey and the other guy in the back that were talking story, and they're like, "Bro, you heard that?" "Yeah." "Oh, it sounded like one girl screaming from the waterfall." They heard a girl outside the car screaming. And about a couple minutes later, Jello and Pokey come running up. The waterfall's on our left, all right? Pokey and Jello went straight ahead. They came running back saying, "Brah, guess what we heard? We heard one girl on the other side of the river screaming, calling for help." So we had gone back and we were looking and all of that stuff, and we were looking around and to see what kind, maybe it's an actual girl that needed help, right? And so we're down there in the rain, "Hey, you need help? You okay?" It was on the live too, yeah, Facebook Live. And I had a person who was watching the live. I guess they were deaf, and so they were listening to the live, and they claimed to hear screams at a certain point when we were across the river. Jana, we miss you too. Oh, I should have told you. Makamai went to go visit Seattle a week ago. She's gonna go school up there. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon, Jana. Hey, mahalo, Pono. Yeah, this is the tree. I'll be quiet for about a couple minutes. We'll be quiet and we'll see what kind of noises this place makes. Let's see if I can. The way I see it is, the spirits down here, they're Hawaiian. They're the kupuna, right? Oh, you from Seattle too? Like Kai, right on. The spirits down here, they're our ancestors, right? They're not bad people. They're kupuna. They're ancestors. They're the Hawaiians that had lived in the area. They're the Hawaiians that choose to live here after life or whatever. And so I'm not afraid at all. I'm walking amongst my ancestors over here, and they like to play. They like to have fun, make noise, that kind of stuff. Aloha, you enjoying the stories? Sounds like an elephant. Vashon Island, very cool. Of course, now it's real quiet, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we get quiet, they're all quiet. Audience participation, please.
I'm gonna move the lights a little further down. I don't know if they want to get too close to us this way.
No.
You're gonna have to move further down too. I don't think we'll catch them from all the way up there.
All the lights would start blinking when you move there. It just
Maybe if you're gonna be able to either hear them or them talk.
the
Yeah,
one.
they might have to get closer to it.
Look at over there.
Just about a week ago, We had a really intense night here, huh? That was what, last week Wednesday?
Last week Wednesday.
Yeah. Last week Wednesday we were over here telling the stories about the Kaupe, the half man, half dog
Oh, that
cannibal.
was the week before, huh?
Was that last week?
Oh,
No, week.
last week was when I
Oh,
think.
okay, okay. Then the week before. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's still October or what?
It's still October.
Maybe I go turn off the lights so we can see if anything comes. Here, you know what I can do for you guys? I can do this. I can
Yeah.
zoom in.
Just a second.
I forgot. Phones can do that, huh?
Yeah, magic.
Fancy, huh?
Mm.
Fancy this guy.
Yeah, it just came on, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The lights are, it's called a tripwire. They're EMF detectors. They detect electromagnetic fields. Each one of those are a separate EMF detector. When it detects electromagnetic field, it will change color. Monkey's call just came through. Aloha. We moved it a little bit further down. If you guys want to play with it, please. E como mai.
Touch one light, it's different colors.
Yeah.
The other one makes noises.
Yeah. If you wanna touch them to let us know you're here and you wanna play with them, go right ahead. How's it? Why?
Nice.
When I'm talking, the thing keeps going off, but when I don't talk, the thing don't make noise. Huh?
Tonight's moon is the moon after new moon, so
Mm.
full moon.
So tonight is new moon or the night after new moon?
No,
Night
yesterday
after
was
new
the-
moon.
Oh, new moon, right?
So, yeah, night after.
It's the hero moon. Like the city.
Close, close, BH. Close.
Oh, we're not Kailua. No, yeah, we're close by Kailua though. How's it? How's it? There we go. That's cool. Let's see.
Everything close to the wall.
Bro, this is Judd Trail right there. Get the signs on the side. Oh, look at that. Oh, that thing doesn't like the light, huh? On YouTube.
Oh wow.
I always thought it was interesting Egyptians have their dog-headed god. Yep, Anubis. Yeah. Well, what is he? The god of death or something in the underworld or something like that?
This is the judge.
Don't they have cat ones too?
Yeah, the
That's
cats.
Fast and Bastet
Mhm.
and Sekhmet.
Yeah. I will share one more story. Well, then we'll let our guest Melody share some stories. And if we have time, I'll share some more. I mean, I got stories of this place for days. One of my favorite stories involves a lesson that we had learned when we came down here one night. And
I've been teaching it on this side.
yeah, this it painted an image for me for this place for me that it gave me an opportunity to see it for what it really is. Yeah, it's not a whole spooky place. Get plenty of ghosts, run away screaming. In fact, some things I've been told time and time again on the tour by people who are psychic is people come here to go ghost hunting a lot. People come here, you know, their friends, they get flashlight, oh, get one ghost, try to shake the bush, try to do something, try to do this, try to do that. You know, hey Mark, how's it? Good to see you, Mark. So they're like, oh yeah, get one ghost, try to do this, try to do that. And then what happens when the ghost does that? The people run away screaming, yeah? So I've heard people tell me this. They're like, the ghosts, they get upset because they listen to what people say and the people, they don't say thank you. They just run away and scream. Nobody stops. Nobody thanks the kupuna, the spirits, the uhane, however you want to call it, right? Nobody stops to thank them. And so you got to acknowledge the spirits as well. So we had a night when I worked at Oahu Ghost Tours. We had a new guide with us. He didn't last very long. You see, you have to when you tell ghost stories in places where the ghosts live, you kind of gotta be true. You know what I mean? You cannot make up stories. This tour guide was a great storyteller. Unfortunately, a lot of the stories he told were meant to scare people and they were not true at all. Not very pono, you know. And as the nights came by and rolled by, you could feel the anger building and building and building. And so one night we came down over here and the same thing. This was his site that night. I let him do the stories, and I've talked to him time and time again. I'm like, bro, you cannot do that, or I can do whatever I like. So I'm like, I gotta pick and choose my fights. Let the spirits do them. You know what I mean? So we get out over here. He goes in the clearing that we're in front of, and he starts telling the story of Kaupe that wasn't even accurate, saying he was Kamehameha's warrior, and he would eat kids and all of that. This goes into the gruesome, gory details of events that never occurred over here. And so I'm standing off to the side in the dark. It's kind of shaking my head, and I'm feeling the location get upset, get mad. This other guy comes up to me. He's a military. He has a lantern. He comes up to me. He's like, "You feel that too?" I'm like, "What are you feeling?" He's like, "This place is angry. They don't like him talking." I'm like, "Yeah, I feel that too." And so I'm not gonna say anything. You know what I mean? We're professional. I cannot go and call them out in front of one to a group. They pay for the ghost stories, not the drama. So we continue. And when he's done with the stories, people like to walk around, take some pictures and stuff. There's a little like ledge, like you go down from here where the lights are, it goes down into what we would call the abyss, right? Because the abyss is more darker than up here. You're blocked out, the sky is blocked out by trees, everything. And so we were all standing up on the top. He wouldn't go down there, right? And all the tours that he would be on, he wouldn't let the group go down there either. Um, I was standing at the edge because I could feel something stirring, something gathering energy, trying to come up here. Like it's gathering energy and it's gonna rush us, kind of thing. That's how mad it was. Like, whoa, what was that? That was almost a mournful tree creak. There's no wind right now, or a little bit wind.
Not how it was blowing before.
Yeah, aloha. That was cool. So, can you do it again? I hope this story doesn't make you sad. If you were there, huh?
Trumpets?
So, I was down. I was watching down there. I was playing to be guardian. I was pretending to be the guardian. Well, I kind of am. I gotta control the people, right? And so I was down over there or up on the top, looking down, and I started talking, and I'm like, "No, you need to stay down there. Don't come up here. You're not welcome. Leave. Get out." The lady next to me had back then it was called the ghost radar. And one of the features I liked about this app was it had an obelisk where it just randomly generated random words. As soon as I said, "You need to leave," it said, "Thou." And I'm like, "Thou?" It's telling me you. It's like, "No, you leave." And I'm like, then I realized I'm trying to kick something out of its own house. You know what I mean? But I wanted it to stay away from us. I kept talking and I forget I had a conversation. There were three other words that came up that were relevant. And at that point, I just kind of turned around and I'm like, "Guys, we need to get out of here." So when the anger started building, the wind picked up. The trees were creaking. And that's not usual. I'd say, what, 5% of the time we're here, maybe, or less, the trees creak. And, like, this is the first night this month that it's happened. And we've been here a bunch. Um, it was just, yeah. I tell the group we need to go. And so we had half of the group go and run back to the vans, and the other half over there, I had to tell them, "Guys, we need to leave." And they were like, "Now they wanted to take pictures. Oh, something's going on. Something's happening. We need to see what's going on." And I'm like, "Bro, we need to go. Let's go." "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But." And then I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. We put it this way. I'm leaving in 30 seconds. If you're not in my van, you stay in here." They start running back to the van. The guys in the van are like, "How come we gotta run?" And they can stay over there. So the people in the van are now running back out of the van. And I'm like, "Brah, what the hell's going on?" It's like it's like one Portuguese race over here. So I'm like, I finally yell and I'm like, "Brah, we leaving in 1 minute. Whoever's in the van is in the van. Whoever's not, you gotta call 422-2222. Okay, the cab." And then everybody gets back to the van. The other guy is kind of looking like he's scared. And he's like, he comes up to my van. He's like, "Bro, this place is nuts." Yeah, I'm like, "Bro, this place is upset tonight, man. It's really upset." He's like, don't worry, I get him. I get something. I'm like, okay, okay, what you get? He's like, I'll be right back. He goes to the van, comes back out, holding a coconut. And I'm looking at him like, brah, what? You get coconuts in your van? First of all, I'm like, bro, how come you get coconuts in your van? He's like, never mind, never mind. And he brings the coconut out, and then it occurs to me he's going to leave it as a ho'okupu, as an offering, as a peace offering, right? So I see him, what I see is him slowly place it on the concrete barrier that we had parked next to. And instead of slowly placing it down there like I thought he was going to do, he grabs it over his head, lifts it up, and starts screaming and bashing the coconut into the concrete barrier again and again as he's yelling, telling them, leave, get out of here. The trees start creaking louder. The wind picks up. The trees are bending now. This place is no longer safe. A tree can fall down at any time. And the wind gets even stronger and everything. And I'm just kind of like, first of all, it scared my stomach into my throat because just having this guy stand next to me and start screaming at the top of his lungs, you know. And then I'm just shocked. And then he starts bashing it so hard that the coconut starts falling apart. He grabs the pieces of the coconut that's fallen apart and he starts throwing it at the tree right in front of us. It's creaking. The tree right in front of us, feet away, it starts creaking. He throws the pieces of the coconut at that tree. And at that same moment, everything stops. The wind dies down. The trees stop creaking. Everything is still and silent. He turns around and looks at me. He's like, oh, man, yeah, I won't scare him away. And I looked at him and like, bro, you never scare nothing away. You just made things worse. The pause felt to me like they were just like shocked. Like, what did he just do? And I'm like, bro, you just made things worse. And as soon as I said that, the wind picked up even harder. The trees creaked even harder. And I'm like, bro, we leaving right now. Boom, we was gone. We finished off the rest of the tour that night. I called up my boss. My boss lives in Florida. I had to work at Home Depot in a few hours. I had a morning job after this night job. So I decided to go cruise the one at Pro City. So I go cruise IAEA. They had one internet cafe, had people. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go over there and hang out with the people so I'm not by myself in the dark. And I talked to my boss. I'm like, bro, you got to talk to this guy. Somebody's going to get hurt because this guy like acts stupid. You know, you got to tell this guy something. And I'm like, so me and him, we're talking. I'm just driving around the parking lot over at IAEA Shopping Center, just driving around. I notice there's a little blinking light. There's a light that's flickering. I'm like, oh, I don't care about no flickering light after what happened tonight. You know, that's nothing. And we drive around. We're talking a little bit more. And I remember we're talking now. My boss is like, maybe it's a sign. Maybe there's something that there's a message you're getting. And I'm like, what's the message? You know, so when we're talking about that, we're talking about synchronicities. And I decided to pull over and park in a stall. Just subconsciously, I don't even know. I parked directly in front of where the store that was flickering the lights. The only place in that whole shopping center had flickering lights. I parked right in front of it. And I asked my boss, I'm like, so what are they trying to tell us? And right then the light starts flickering and I look up to see the light flickering and right in front of me is the name of the store, Pono Uhane, which was a Bible store, a religious bookstore. But Pono means to respect. Uhane is the spirits. So I'm like, brah, I took a picture and I sent it to him. I'm like, I got the message now loud and clear. We got to respect the spirits, right? Did my job, came home, went to sleep. The very next night was kind of a milestone. We had special guests on the tour. We had the Taps, the Ghost Hunters. We had what's her name? The redhead chick, Amy Bruni. We had Adam Berry and we had Brett with us, and they came on the ghost tour to check it out, and it was a lot of fun. We had good fun, and I was kind of concerned that this place might still be angry and active. I was with Uncle Joe this time, right? So I told Uncle Joe, hey, this place was active last night, bro. We might have some activity tonight, yeah? We might need to do some kind of ho'okupu or make pono, right? And so we drive over here, and right where I park, there is this large black dog sitting down in my parking stall in the middle of nowhere. The only time I've ever seen a dog here. There's this big black dog sitting down in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, brah, I call up Uncle Joe. I'm like, brah, I don't, brah, there's a dog over here, dude. There's a dog. And he's like, brah, no way. This is the place where I would tell stories about the half man, half dog, who shows himself as this big black dog sometimes. And I'm like, dude, there's this big black dog. And so I'm in the van like 5, 10 minutes, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to get out of the van. And the people are like, why? It's just a little puppy. And I'm like, bro, it's not no puppy. You know, they're like, but it's just a dog. He looks friendly enough. And he was like looking at me, wagging his tail. And I'm like, you don't understand. This is the place where I tell the story about the big black cannibal dog, okay? What the hell? And then I had a Hawaiian lady in the back. She's like, oh, what if it's your Amakua? What if it's an Amakua, a guardian? I'm like, I never heard of that before. A dog Amakua. So, long story short, we ended up getting out of the van. This dog followed me at my side the whole site. When I would stop, it would stop next to me. It would sit down like it was protecting me. I uh I like that dog. That dog was cool. Never seen him again. Um Later on that night, I was driving home. My friend, who's a librarian, called me up. Sereno. He's like, Joe, I wanted to share this with you. I found in some of the books that he was reading, he had found a source saying that Kamehameha the Great, back in the old days, was gifted a bunch of dogs from the people who came over on the boats and the ships. And there was one large black dog that he was gifted. And he took that dog into Nu'uanu Valley, and he set the dog into Nu'uanu Valley to be a guardian, and he named him Kaupe, which is the name of the cannibal dogman. Just by chance, named him Kaupe and set him to be the guardian of the valley. So I told him, I'm like, I think we met him that night. It was real cool. Next night, I had planned something special with a friend of mine, Obake Hunter and Jen. After the tour, I picked them up. We came back here at 1 o'clock in the morning, just the three of us, to leave an offering, a peace offering, because the spirits were very unhappy, right? We, the organization I was part of, that guy had insulted them, so I felt the need to come back. For the first time ever, I did a Ava ceremony. I left Ava or Kava and mixed it for them. I had brought some food, and I had planned that the whole day. And Jennifer is a psychic that came with us, and she's like, I'm like, I don't know if this is right. I'm kind of scared. She's like, no, you're fine. She's like, I already told them what you told me, and they're all over there now. They're gonna have a big party. They're waiting for you to come down. They're catching fish. They're pounding poi. They cannot wait for the ava and the food you're gonna bring. It's a big luau. And so we get here, just the three of us. We park the car, and we start walking down the trail. And I swear to God, it felt like relaxed. It felt like I was walking through a family luau, and all of the family, all of my ohana were over there, and they were just partying, and everybody was having fun, and that was the feeling. It felt so warm, so comfortable, so familiar. I get down to the bottom of the trail, and I sit down and start mixing the ava, and Jennifer's with me. She's like, there's this big guy over here, this tall man. He's an old man, but he's in white. He's the priest. Jen is from the mainland. She's from New York, so she doesn't know the words. And she's like, this is the priest. I'm like, kahuna. She's like, oh yeah, he's nodding his head. He's the kahuna. He wants to talk to you. So through Jen, I talked to him. He knew it wasn't me that did it. He told that other guy to watch out. He told me to tell the other guy to watch out and to be respectful. Yeah. He said what made them mad was when he threw the coconut, he hit a small child, a ghost of a small child, and that's what made them mad. As I started mixing the ava, the wind picked up. Like, I'm not even kidding. The wind picked up to almost like hurricane force, but not touching us. It was like we were in the middle of a vortex. The wind whipped around us about 10, 15 feet out, just in a circle. And Jennifer looked, and she's like, oh, they love it. They love this place. They love the ava. You made the ava. All the spirits came by because they wanted ava, but it's not for them. It's only for the spirits here, so they cannot come close. They're not invited to this party. Obake was walking around outside taking pictures, and then he went yelp and run back to join us. And I'm like, bro, what happened? He's like, I heard a woman The woman said Mahalo. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like there's a woman that thanked him, you know. And so that's how we made peace and pono with the spirits for that affront that somebody else did. Jubu, how you, brah? Good to see you. But yeah, that was one of my stories. Melody, you want to take this? You want to take it from here? Thank you, guys. We'll turn it over to my good friend Melody. She used to work at the Bishop Museum. She got many stories of that and a lot of her own personal stories. She's been a guest on my
Oh,
live
it
a few
sounds like
times.
a laugh.
Huh?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would sound
Yeah.
like a
You gonna
lot.
switch or you sit there?
I guess try to get as close as the can
Well,
to the.
switch this up over here. Oh, they can hear you.
They can hear me. All right.
All right, guys. And yes, that's hold on one second. That's a REM pod on the side, the red light. The purple lights are tripwire. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Sorry,
We're gonna take a real
real
quick
quick.
pause, real quick.
Melody, I get cough drops in my bag. You like
You like
cough
cough
drops?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you coughing, so I figure maybe your throat off from me when you start telling the story.
Like,
Melody knows Kahuna Lopaka.
yes, yes, I do.
That's Kapa Nui?
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. I hop onto the side.
Yeah. All right, all yours. I'm gonna take 5. We'll let Matt give you the stuff. Oh, you're waiting for the stuff.
Waiting for his stuff, and then like get some quiet for a little bit.
Oh, he's your
Yes.
Kahuna too. Nice.
Oh.
He's my friend. I hope to call him my Kahuna or my Kupuna.
Matt, where are you?
He's at the car. But that noise in the bush.
That was something in the bush.
Let's see what that was.
Pretty active tonight. We got a lot of noises. And I keep smelling like ocean smells over here.
I keep getting like a flash of light behind me. Like
Right?
if somebody, I swear to God, like one car is coming up.
And no
there's
more
nothing.
car.
Take them out. Yep, I got a big bag. No worries.
Then I'll pocket.
Yeah.
And yes, there's a smell of flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I went by the trail entrance,
You can
oh,
smell it.
sorry, how much smell? Oh,
Wait, what?
when I went by the trail entrance earlier.
You
heard something bad?
No, I heard
Like a fish.
foul smell.
Well, that's
not Yeah.
good.
No, I had like a fish
Wasn't
smell
wasn't
over here.
super pungent though. But then that's why I saw her comments with the different scents. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one catching it. I don't
I
know.
just
Somebody's
smell
telling me I like go
strawberries.
down there, but I already got heat in the head with them, Brad. So
Yeah. That was on direct
then I was
hit.
thinking about it in my head, and then something would fall behind me. I was like, oh, maybe that's the answer. Yeah. Hey, Tommy, I said no. Windy today. Oh, you heard
Okay.
that? That just sounded like somebody's laughing.
Oh yeah, that's like the 4th time I heard it.
Well, that one is fucking creepy.
I thought I heard like a car start.
You heard
Yeah.
that too? I heard that too.
Yeah.
Earlier,
Yeah.
like when like the engine down, like was
Yeah,
wouldn't
like
turn
it was
over, but was
trying
like
to turn over.
cranking. Oh, that fuck. Oh. You make this fucking that laugh.
No, the other one seemed kind of lower.
Yeah,
That
no,
one?
not the one that just had now. That one laugh
Yeah.
before, and it just came like after I was talking about going down there. So it's kind of like if I heard that laugh.
Oahu is a portal that used to go through the universe.
Yeah, creepy. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Reading some of the comments. TikTok is a lot more active than YouTube.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
I don't TikTok though, so I don't see it.
All right.
You got TikTok?
I do.
I
but
have a
don't-
TikTok.
I haven't signed into it, so I haven't
Oh.
updated the app and all of that. I have.
Yeah, when I'm home, I get my laptop.
Now, I've been on the lives before, but I usually have the camera on me. Tonight, we're not going to have the camera on me. Just going to hear my voice. No?
What is that?
Live visibility restricted for 10
Oh,
minutes.
see, we
Oh,
gotta
okay.
move them. We gotta put
You
them
got,
on
you
you,
Yeah.
gotta.
Nancy.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no.
That's good. Yeah, because that's what happens when you
We,
move the
we were
camera for a
we were
while.
still too long. They thought we were sleeping.
Yeah.
Just trying
There's
to
a
think
show
of
coming up too. What was that?
There's a lot.
the laughing branch. Trying to think of what story to start with. First off, you're just gonna hear my voice. I'm Melody. I worked at the Bishop Museum for 13 years, from 1999 to 2014. So I got to see plenty kind of stuff. And I do have a slight gift of seeing ghosts and being in that world. Let's see. Left side of my ear. Is it really that dark? Yes, it is really that dark. Let's see.
Here, light.
Could be like. I think. What story should I start off with? Well, first off, if you ever go to the Bishop Museum, a lot of people are usually drawn to Hawaiian Hall. And when you first enter Hawaiian Hall and turn to the left, there's a room that a lot of people will not walk into because of the amount of mana that's in that room. It's the Kahili room in Hawaiian Hall. If anyone has ever walked into there, the very first time I ever walked into there, I got chicken skin. They have a chant that is constantly playing, and it's the name chant of Kamehameha. And the way that it sounds is very monotone and very chant-like. But all it is the genealogy of all the ali'i. And I'm starting with a pretty scary story first.
All
So,
you. Go for it.
before I even worked there, they had always stored the kahilis there. And they stored the kahilis from every chief of the Hawaiian Islands, all the way up to Queen Liliuokalani. And
Is that it?
it's beeping.
Yeah, it's going off the pod. But it's
Okay.
only sound.
So there wasn't too much knowledge back in the day of what these particular kahilis were used for. So they had the kahilis for celebration in there, the kahilis for just as a banner to represent that you're coming in, you're greeting the chiefs. But there were these two sets of kahilis that they had. And that, if you don't know what a kahili is, that's the feather staff of the Hawaiian chiefs. They had two in there that were making people sick. People would come by and they would see them and they'd leave throwing up. Or they'd have bad luck happening to them. Come to find out, the archaeologists, after looking at these two particular kahilis, found out they were the kahilis that were used in the funeral procession of Liliuokalani. And because they had so much death with them, they were causing trouble to anyone who would encounter them. So those two kahilis were removed and put away into a part of the museum that people are not allowed to go to unless you're an archaeologist and work there. But you can kind of tell where they are because of all the other ghost stories that come out of the Bishop Museum. I'm not going to tell them all. You can try to hunt down a security guard that used to work there. They might tell you. But because of how much mana those other kahilis still hold, this room will always have that very heebie-jeebie um, effect on people. So that's the most chicken skinny room in the museum, but it's not the most haunted. There's a story I want to tell, but it's more funny than scary. Since the Kahili room is in Hawaiian Hall, this next story also takes place in Hawaiian Hall, and all through today, I have been it's been playing in my head to actually like say it and tell it, even though it's short and silly. So, do you remember what year it was, Joe, that the Ku statues were there?
I want to say
2011.
2011. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It was while I was doing the ghost tour, so.
So, at one point, the museum had 3 Ku ki'i, or statues, at the museum. There's one that stays there from, I can't remember where it came from originally. It's a big island.
Which one?
The main one that stays there.
Yeah. You know more of this stuff than I do.
It's been a while. I haven't worked at the museum for over a decade now. And
There was a couple from one from the East Coast,
one
one
was
from
Peabody Exits,
yeah.
and the other was British Museum.
Yeah. Oop. That was me.
So these were the 2 Ku that left the islands were taken to be taken care of, because when we had that great Mahalo, what was the Great Mahalo and all the
No. When the kapu system was
The kapu
overthrown,
system was
way
overthrown.
before the Great Mahale.
Oh, so when that happened, there were historians that thought that keeping these statues intact was very important. So that's why those Ku left the islands. And we didn't really have the facilities for more.
Well, they would have burned them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have destroyed them. So that's the only reason they survived. The Hawaiians would have destroyed them.
Oh, yeah. This is back when we were all switching over and religions were taking over.
Yeah.
But fast forward back to 2011, we were able to have the 2 Kus from those museums come to Bishop Museum and be displayed at the same time. During this time, there was a lot of energy throughout the museum, a lot of excitement. And when we had them on display, nobody was allowed to take photographs of them. No flash photography. You couldn't bring your cameras in. It was completely not allowed. Although when I worked there, I did take pictures of them, and I keep those pictures hidden away. There was even a gentleman that would always come every day that they were there, just to draw pictures of Ku, the 3 Ku being together. And there's often a lot of people will come by, give hokupu, and every day the janitors and security would take that and put it away, just because it's flowers and you don't want to have flowers rotting there. So they would put it with the other offerings. But while they were there, the very first nights they were there, I was doing a nighttime show with the planetarium. And since I was killing time, I would help the security guards close up Hawaiian Hall. So one day, when I was closing Hawaiian Hall, I was start off at the top floor, turning off all the lights, asking everyone to leave because we're closing. The entire building's empty, but I keep hearing like there's these guys talking like they haven't seen each other forever, and just talking very loudly throughout the hall. And I'm going around, closing off all the lights. I'm kind of doing a spiral down Hawaiian Hall, not seeing anyone around. So when I finally get all the lights turned off and I'm at the bottom of Hawaiian Hall where the three statues are, I'm still hearing these three guys talking. So I'm doing one more lap around, looking for these three guys. I'm telling them, hey guys, time to go. Museum's closed for the day. And then walking around, come up to the front of the three statues. And I'm hearing the voices coming from the three statues. And they're talking to each other like three bladas that haven't seen each other forever. And so I look at them real sharply.
That's awesome.
And they stop talking. And it feels like they're looking right back at me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Was it you guys? So I started doing one more lap around. They're talking again. Look sharply at them, like a cartoon. And they're just quiet.
The tiki, the ki'i, we're talking to each other.
The tiki, we're talking to each
Wow.
other. And then I hear them like, oh, she hears us. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we're closing. Okay, good night. Close the doors and get out of there as quick as I could.
What do they sound like?
So it sounded like one of them had like a weird like New Zealand accent, but it was basically like
Huh?
pigeon. They were talking in pigeon to each other. It sounded like three old bladas that just haven't seen each other since high school days, and they're talking story like catching up on everything. And another thing with those three crew, on the very last day they were there and being put away into the other boxes, it was raining. Like they were sad to like separate. So a lot of the inanimate objects at the museum had a lot of like, they were animate. They were actually like alive. If you ever seen that movie, Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller,
Yeah.
that's how it was for me working there.
That's what I told about. I drove over the last day when the museum was closing. The last day, all three were on display, and there was a double rainbow. And it just rained on Mission Museum. Like it was just raining just on Mission Museum. It was so sad. It had such a feeling of sadness.
Like, oh no, we're never gonna see each other again.
Yeah.
Well, they might. They might get back together again. That's all up to the museums. That's their power. But speaking of inanimate objects, I think you told the story of the pahaku that never moves.
Yes. Kaneko Kalan.
Kaneoke.
Yeah.
It's only when I want to tell stories is when I can't pronounce Hawaiian
Yeah,
words
yeah, like
correctly.
that. But you also have a throat thing right now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. What about the little boy? Talk about the little boy. Would you like that if you can?
Well, since I mentioned Kane, might as well
Okay.
give him his little nod. When they renovated the Hawaiian Hall, the people in charge of exhibits did something really fun with this guy. He didn't move. He's still in the same spot. But what they did to him was they gave him lights. So when you enter Hawaiian Hall and you see him, the lights point up at this rock, so it looks like a 9-foot man is looking down at you. And I asked the exhibit guy, like, why did you do that? He likes it. So the little boy, I never really like actually encountered him. Never got to like talk to him, but we would hear stories of little boy helping people out in the museum and showing them the exhibits, and especially in the gallery, which is also in Hawaiian Hall. In the gallery, they have it changes the exhibits. So last time I was there, they had music, a different type of music throughout the ages, and then there's always a picture of the prince uh, hanging in the Galleria. So what he would do, my encounters with him, is he would mess up the count for whenever we would have sleepovers or any school visits, especially in Hawaiian Hall. We always had to keep track of the kids and count how many kids there were and count them twice because the number would change.
Had his hair too, yeah?
Yep,
The Niho Pala'au.
yep.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, wow.
That whole case with all the whale bones, the pala'aus is shaped like a tongue because those that lei is supposed to be worn by the representative to tell the stories
Yeah.
of the of
The-
each genealogy
It was their own
of
hair,
each
yeah?
family. Yep.
It wasn't the hair of their ancestors, it was their own.
It was the hair of their ancestors, and then they add their own hair, and then it would gather up, and then you get the thick, um, the ones with the really thick.
Yeah, the braided
Those
ones.
are the
Yeah.
oldest ones.
They always, that exhibit with all of the Niho Pala'au, just always give me chicken skin. That's the hair of the elite, the actual physical hair of the rulers hundreds of years ago, with all of this mana.
Hmm.
And you know, like witchcraft and stuff, they say like the toenails, the fingernails, the hair. That's the more, shh, that's that's the more potent part of the person, yeah.
Yep, the hair.
And then
The
their energy,
teeth.
and that's and the teeth. That's just to see and to be next to like Kamehameha's hair. Oh my God, you know. I'm sorry, I'm a fanboy over
Yeah.
here.
So
Yeah,
the
that
museum
necklace,
has them out on display to show that they're allowed to tell the stories and the histories of all those people.
Oh, that's cool.
And it
Sleep
was
over.
all donated by different families, ancient Hawaiian families. They even have the one of my favorite exhibits at the museum is actually Kalakawa's pipe.
Mm.
It's about 4 feet long, and it was meant to smoke tobacco in quotation marks. But it was a very huge pipe. They also have umeke that belonged to Princess Ruth, and she
Ke'ili
was
Okalani.
Hmm?
Ke'ili Okalani or something like that.
yeah Ke'ele Okana.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I always thought she was cool because she was the princess that went up to the edge of the lava flow
Thanks, Shibu.
and and prayed until the lava flow stopped.
The fucking car started. It's only going engine cranking.
Right. Trying to turn over.
Yeah, Jubu says in Chief of War, it's a hair necklace with the whalebone for further reference. So I like-
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks,
so that,
Jubu.
that's made out of their hair. It's twined up.
yeah,
And
yeah.
So
you're
the-
not supposed to cover it. So like all the statues, like Kamehameha and stuff. That's why they put all the lays on top
Yeah.
the arms. Yeah, because you're not supposed to cover that
The
pendant
plow.
job.
Yeah.
That's
The
supposed to
queen
be the
has two, yeah.
tongue.
Yeah, only royalty I believe is
Yeah,
supposed
the
to wear that.
Queen Lili Wakalani at the kind of the summer at Iolani Palace. Her statue has a Niho Palau too.
Mhm.
I love that feature that they put in.
Now I want to go look at all this. Who's wearing one? Who's not?
Yeah.
Because they have Kaiulani in Waikiki.
Well, you never get one. Hey, Kalamai. If you had a Niho Pala'au or you've seen one before, can you set off one of the lights? I want to establish some kind of communication. I want to see if this one can communicate without the tree.
Use the REM pod. Makes about as much noise as the tree. Let's look at some of these.
Yeah, I learned how to jump into the chat.
You hear that?
Papa taught us not girls not to throw.
Huh?
Reading
What did you
the I'm reading some of the comments.
It's like the bees ringing again.
Hey, thanks for using the REM pod. Can you keep using it?
Yeah, that sound's coming from a tree. Those are the trees creaking. They kind of makes the sound of laughter, and yeah. Would you step up? These things
So
won't harm you, I don't think.
to answer Troy, is there any displays from Princess Kailani at the museum? Her eyes in her portrait at the school library follows you.
Yeah.
Okay. So the chiefs are on the chiefs and chiefesses are all on the third floor of Hawaiian Hall. And Kailani has a little corner. Her display is in the corner. And it what I used to do when I worked at the museum was I dressed in steampunk. So very 1800s kind of a look. And I used to go and hang out next to Kailani's little display
Yeah.
and kind of creep people out while up there. I'm sorry. I have to admit that.
If you go Big Island, when you become an old lady, go walk around with a white one, white mumu, yeah, on Kilauea. Asking for people to ride. Asking for rides on the street.
I gotta let my hair all grow out so all the whites show. But I am a distant relative of Kailani, so probably why I don't work at the museum anymore. Now, I worked in the planetarium at night, and there was a lot of times there was just real small kind bumps and things, but whenever I would do my rehearsals for the shows at night in the planetarium, there was at least a few of the seats that would move by themselves and just look like somebody was sitting in there with me. So I always had an audience.
I heard somebody say on this that they spent the night there in elementary school. That'd be so awesome.
Oh yeah, okay. The longest shift I ever had at the museum was 36 hours long. I slept over at the museum. It was during sleepover season. Like every April and May is when all the elementary schools go to sleepover at the museum. And, oh, that just reminded me of a good one. So, during one of the sleepovers I participated in, by the time I was working at the museum and covering sleepovers, they stopped sleeping in Castle Building. I'll get to that building later. But we were all sleeping in the Science Adventure Center. It's the newest building on the campus. And when they built the Science Adventure Center, there were small talks like, oh yeah, this building's not going to be haunted. It's the newest building. There's no reason for it to be haunted or anything for it to happen in this building. Turns out the Minihoonies thought otherwise.
Yeah.
And they would do all kinds of fun things with our electronics in the Science Adventure Center. There were days where I'd go in, flip on a switch, the switch wouldn't be working, walk away, then all of a sudden you hear click, 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 and it turns right back on. Everything's fine. I would help out with the techs as well, trying to fix different exhibits, and we'd be like, We don't know what's wrong with it. Leave for the day, come back, and it's fixed. So the Mini Goonies took over the Science Adventure Center. If you're a small dwarven creature, I'm sure you would love that building.
Oh, that's the new one, huh?
That's new. That's the one with the volcano in it.
That's the one that they gotta play the Kumulipo, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, because all the spirits in there.
all the spirits in there. They just love playing in there.
That one, the
Guys, go
lava
visit.
tube,
Yeah,
that's freaky, the lava tube. Before, I don't know what they did to it now, but it's better.
I haven't visited in a while. I need to
Yeah.
visit that, the Kumulipo tunnel.
They,
So
I think they got rid of Kamapua'a.
he would get picked. So like,
They had the image of Kamapua'a in the lava tube
yeah,
that led up to Pele. And that's conflict right there.
Yeah.
Right? That's why it felt really weird to me.
They
But
had it
then-
in the same room.
Huh?
So-
They had him in the lava tube going up to the volcano in the same building.
the lava tube was originally paper mache, all from different students from I think Kamehameha. And then over time, people would actually like rip the display a little bit, make it worse.
Ah.
So they probably it's time for me to go like revisit and see what it looks like now. But like when I would go through, Pele would be at the very end, and it would lead straight into the volcano where we would do the lava shows and actually melt lava.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
You get the
yeah,
you get
yeah,
the cinder stuff from the garden store and you melt that.
yeah.
Part of me doing that, I would actually go to the Big Island and be like, okay, don't mess with
Did you know the story about it was in the Obaki files, that little heiau rendition in Hawaii Hall,
Yes.
and the story involving the construction of that?
Yeah, I know that one. Want me to tell it?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
That's an amazing story.
So this is a really, really old story. Back when Hawaiian Hall was first created, they had a display on the first floor. For some of you old folks, the display was in front of the haunted hut. There was a hut that they had brought down, old grass house they had brought down from the Big Island to display in the museum. And then in front of that was a replica of a heiau. When they created this replica heiau, they just based it off of a heiau on the Big Island. Didn't do any research on what heiau it was. And they took some rocks from the heiau
Heiau. They took the
that
rocks from the temple.
the replica heiau was based off of. So when they finished completing it, the night before, this is the story I heard, the night before they opened the museum for like the grand opening, the construction worker, one of the janitors, the cleaners, somehow ended up at the very top of Hawaiian Hall, and he was cleaning the ceiling of the Hawaiian Hall, and whatever was holding him up on the ceiling snapped, and he fell directly onto the heiau. And of course he went make.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
He went splat. So after that happened, there were the story I heard was that some kahunas were complaining and yelling that, like, there's something wrong with this heiau. You need to do more research about the heiau. And they found out, after some research, that the heiau that they had made a replica of and taken some of the stones with to make the replica was a heiau for human sacrifice. So they couldn't really display this heiau without having had a human sacrifice.
It had to consecrate it. Yeah.
So that heiau is still there. They removed some of the stuff, but if you look carefully, there's still some splatter
Oh.
there. Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
There is a barrier around this, so you're not allowed to touch it.
That's not the one with the little holly on top, huh?
Yeah, it's got the little holly on top.
That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so it's almost like they took two different heiaus and places and tried to make a replica of it.
Yeah,
Kind of show what ancient Hawaii was like.
Give me about 5. I will take these guys for a walk.
Okay.
You guys gonna come too, or you guys will stay up here?
That REM pod has been going off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna go down?
I'm gonna go take a walk because TikTok is complaining to me.
Mm.
You gotta move. You cannot just fall
Let's go
asleep.
down.
Okay. We're not gonna be that far away, so we can leave the stuff up here. But I'm out. You know what? I'm gonna put you guys down. We're gonna take a little walk down to the bottom.
I'm gonna
I'll show you guys one nice walk. You know what?
take a cigarette with me.
I will put my iPad away. Look at the legs, bro. Nah. So, yeah.
Not 2 days, but
Any stories of Castle Hall?
Yeah, I was gonna save that one for my last stories.
Okay, okay, okay.
Castle Hall is the most haunted building.
Oh, okay.
I lost mine.
There you go. It's a temperature gauge going off. I gotta do more tests and figure out how that doesn't work.
That was his temperature.
That's a temperature gauge.
Huh.
Yeah. Love the artwork.
Walking sticks.
So as we're walking down, I'll go share. I don't know, you guys like the scary stories, huh? You know, a good story, I'll go share with you guys. The banyan tree. I think that's one with the banyan tree, yeah, Melody. Castle Hall?
No.
No.
The one with the banyan tree is Bishop.
Oh,
Bishop
Bishop.
Hall.
Bishop Hall.
Bishop Hall is where the original Humana schools.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's a condemned building. But they get spirits that hang out in that tree.
Right at the portal, huh?
Yep.
Okay. That's the one by Like Like.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you're driving on Mimics, you see it.
Oh, yeah. There's something pee loud down here.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells like fish. Oh, wow. That's the smell.
Bruh, you just would move. How's it? Holy. We up close and personal.
That looks like. Oh, that's some old fertilizer.
How's it? Do you like the light? 1 time for yes, 2 times for no. What is that?
Is this the tree that's speaking? Sounds like it. Look at it moving though. Yeah?
Yeah? Something moving over here. That's not spirit mist. That's tobacco mist, I think. Yeah. Yeah. We're
Sorry,
Matt's.
guys.
Where Matt's today? Bro, Matt just went vanish. Matt, if you're here, make the tree creak. No. Matt, where you stay, bro?
He's over there.
He's back this way. We go this way. We'll come back around here, promise. Here we've had time anomalies. We've had some kind of portal action going on over here. This place is cool. It was like, oh, thank you. No more smell now, huh?
You want to work?
No, no more stuff.
Brah.
That was like
Oh.
so
Something
strong.
else.
Yeah,
Huh?
but we're just walking the house and I don't smell it.
Strong now. But it was actually like that smell was up by us.
That smells up by us too.
I put
Brah,
some
that tree
flowers.
creaking is moving with us. We've done a few lives over here before. With the presence of this little waterfall. Yeah, I'm sure that's cigarette smoke. I looked behind me and Melody was behind me. You guys good? As long as I don't hear screaming. Yeah. Monica, how's it? How's it? Brit, sorry. Look up. Over here on these rocks one night on the tour. Had the moon. Had something across the river. Like hiding in the bushes. And I could feel like it was alright, so I invited it to come out. And this little tiny stick man, this little white figure jumped across the rocks like that and came and like hid behind one of the rocks. We all saw it. It looked like a Japanese spirit called a Kodama in one of the animes that I saw in the 90s, Princess Mononoke. That's exactly what it looked like a tree spirit. Yeah, it was pretty cool. No swim, bro. Okay. Yeah. I just read the name and I'm like, wait, no, you're Brit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No can see stars. I thought you'd be able to see stars. Let's see. Uh, like if I do that, the phones might fall on my face. A little bit on TikTok, not too much on YouTube though. Yeah, there you go. What's that? All right. I like go camping again. That was fun. This thing, this was like the battleground over here. Like people fought, died. Never had all the roots, I guess. So, would have loved to see that. And the light's gonna die again. I went camping up the river back in July. That was my first TikTok live. It was solo camping. It was fun. When I was done with the live at like 10, I locked myself in the tent and wouldn't leave until the sun came up. There was a chicken. That was it. I just hiked right up over here, found a spot, plopped my tent down, was all good. but like there was a chicken walking around crowing next to me that it wasn't there anymore. Like, yeah, I forget. Yeah, the cooking segment was fun too. Yeah, yeah, I was by myself. I kind of like to test myself now and again. I have a lot of guides and guardians, so I got nothing to worry about. I like to remind myself that. We made s'mores. Well, I made s'mores, and the lights were going off. I mean, oh, that's a different noise. So I had those the tripwires out, and then I started making s'mores, and the can went off a little bit. Then I said, "Do you want one?" And it started going off crazy, and I'm like, "Huh." And so I made one, and I'm like, "Are you sure you want it?" And then the lights all went off crazy again, so I left the s'more over for the spirits. This is the hiking trail, so you have the signs, yeah, over there. That light, the sign. Oh, that's cool. Back in July, you went Morgan's Corner every night, 11 to 12. That's awesome. When I used to work nights, I was here later, but now I have to work mornings, so I don't hang out till 3 o'clock in the morning like I used to. It sounds like laughing. We came here a couple weeks ago to talk about the Pohaku, the rock, and to introduce you guys to one of those sacred rocks. Yeah, I wonder if there's still sandalwood trees. That would be great. I heard that they got rid of all of them, though. Yeah, 3 a.m. would be awesome. We've been here lots of times at 3 a.m. You hang out here long enough, you will experience something. Shadows walking up the trail, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes you even get fire dancers that come and join you. So we're down here one night, like right down where I am, and right up there where Matt is, I saw on the live, I saw one guy walking down the trail that Matt over there is walking up. Blue jacket, small flashlight, walking down, and took a left. And so that was the guy that lived here, Shaka, right? He lived in a little cave onto the side off to the left over there. And so I wanted to tell him hi. So I kind of ran up. I came up like this. And I'm like, Shaka, Shaka. You know, and I see him disappear behind those trees right over there. Oop. He disappears back here. And I kind of start to chase a little bit. But then I can't see him anymore. And I'm like, okay, maybe brother likes to stay by himself, right? So I turn around and start walking back up the path. Guess who's walking down? Shaka, with his blue jacket and little flashlight. And not out of breath, nothing. And I'm like, bruh. He's like, oh, hey, Joe, how are you doing? And I'm like, I went up, shook his hand, make sure he wasn't a ghost. I'm like, you didn't just run from me. He's like, no, I just came down. It was so weird. It was like, yeah, that was so strange. But that reminded me of another time we came down here. This tree that fell, right? Years ago, the tree that fell down. Me and Obaki were walking down here years ago. After the tree had fallen for a few years. And Obaki's like, take a look at that. I'm like, what? And all I saw was a tree growing over here. He's like, didn't that tree fall down years ago? I'm like, oh, you're right. But it didn't fall down. It was growing, like straight up. And it was still alive. And I'm like, what the heck? This is supposed to be rotting. What was that?
That's pretty low.
What was that? That wasn't a tree.
Coming from you.
Yeah, I know.
Over there.
Huh. Cool. And so anyway, I'm telling a story. Hold on, please. You can scare me later. I'm telling a story right now. We saw the tree, thought it was weird. We walked back down over here, and we turned around. When we were walking back up 15, 20 minutes later, the tree was like this again. It had fallen down, and it was all kind of, yeah, decaying again. It was like a time anomaly. It was strange. It was like, what if we came down here, and that one moment that we were here looking at the tree growing, we were transported back to where the tree was growing. We were transported back to 10 years in the past. In that one moment. That's what a time anomaly is. And 10 years ago, while we were down here, time traveling, if you want to call it that, we were also up there, our 10 years ago selves, hearing me and him talking down here. And we're thinking, oh, bro, you hear people talking down there. I hear two guys, right? And so technically, we'd be hunting ourselves. Yeah. No, we actually had a night where we're sitting down and like actual, legitimate, real fire dancers came, parked next to us, started walking out, never say nothing, and started fire dancing in the clearing. I posted that on my YouTube. It was awesome, and I think I mentioned their Instagram too because they're awesome. They're good. They're cool people. Hey, mahalo. Thank you. Are you okay with us being down here or in the area? You want us to leave? You don't care?
More stories?
Yeah. You like to hear more stories?
Yeah.
There we go.
Thumbs up.
I want to figure out this thing is. Could you let me know what you are? Are you Uhane? Are you Akua? Are you Menahuni? Lapu?
Stop. Oh,
No, no, no. Kupua? Are you an ancient spirit, like a tree spirit? You're a Lapu. I've never heard of Lapus doing this before. So you're by yourself. So there's none of you. You don't like talk to me anymore. Nah, guys, I'm not crazy. I'm just talking to a tree. Don't mind me. Well, mahalo. I hope you enjoyed the stories and the companionship for now. But when we leave, you gotta stay here. Huh? You cannot come follow us. Mahalo. Nope. I smell that rotting again.
look at that. Oh, coffee anyway.
What if it's a pohaku? No more over here. Nope. No smell coming from here. I smell something rotting and decaying. It's here. Bro, don't tell me. It's coming from here. It's coming from.
Inside there?
No, there's no smell in there.
Oh, it's like, see right here.
This is the rock I talked about before, huh?
Oh,
The sacrifice rock.
That one.
No, this
no,
one.
that one.
Yeah, okay. But why? I don't think they would have the rotting flesh smell. Usually not good kind stuff, huh? It smells like something rotting, like a dead animal smell.
Yeah.
But then it comes and goes. It's not coming from that side. It's not coming from that side. It's not coming from down the trail. And it's not coming from up the trail. It's more coming from the rocks. Lapu. And I said, as soon as I said Lapu, my YouTube disconnected. We left the trail as soon as we smelled that. Kind of like a dead cat or dead chicken or something. Lil Roach, happened to you as well, huh? I don't know. Maybe someone who was sacrificed for something bad. Could be, yeah. Demonica, what you're hearing is the trees talking to us. The tree branches rubbing against each other, which happens from time to time, but I've noticed they happen in response. Like, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna look at it. And for perspective, the other night when a lot of stuff was happening a couple weeks ago, that was right here. We were sitting right over here, right by that little tree stump. Hello, can you make the noise again? If you're there, can you make a noise again? Okay. Can you make a triple noise, like creak, creak, creak? Like 1, 2, 3. So when I came here earlier, when I started, I said aloha, and the thing creaked, mimicking that creak, creak, creak. It was cool. Hey, George, how's it? Sorry, let's see, what did you say? Oh yeah, that was intense. That was cool. Maddie, never ever go hunting again. Yeah, there's ghosts. Of course there's ghosts. There's spirits everywhere you go. But what are the spirits? Many times they're just the ancestors, yeah? Alright, now maybe the thing will stop going offline. Sorry, we see you not moving. We're gonna shut everything down.
Meanwhile, people are sleeping on live.
Yeah. Captain Blackbird, aloha. Joe, you should have followers. A followers day out at Bishop Museum. Yeah, we did that before. My Facebook group Hawaiian Hauntings. We actually had some of the docents over there give us a guided tour at nighttime and tell us all the ghost stories and stuff. But then we planned it again and they kind of retracted it because they didn't want to be known for hauntings and blah 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 and that kind of stuff. It's not hauntings that I'm looking for. It's more of spirits, right? That kind of stuff. California haunts. Hey, how's it? How's it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool when we were down there and the trees kept talking to us right in front. All right. Do you want to share your story, Melody?
Mm, which one?
You said you're saving it.
Oh, so this is a story I heard from a security guard about castle building. So castle building, a lot of people know it as the place where they have the dinosaurs. That's where they put all the traveling exhibits. But behind all those exhibits is where they keep all of the bones and special artifacts.
With the bones.
They keep the bones.
They keep bones at Bishop Museum?
Yes. They
Why
keep
not?
them.
Why not?
Why
Why
not?
not?
So
Why
they
not
have.
bury them? Why not
They don't know where to put them.
They make places up all the time, like at the Pali. I don't think those Wahine want to be buried at their battleground where they died. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, but
museum
it's better
stuff.
than,
Better than at a random place, huh?
yeah, where they're building and excavating.
Yeah, yeah. Walmart.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be buried by Walmart? I'm sorry,
But
continue.
but back in the day when they did have the sleepovers in Castle Building, they'd always hear stories about this old woman in the corner trying to get the kids to come and try to steal away the kids. So there were always like stories about the spirits just being malicious in that building. They would scratch you or they'd make you sick. But speaking of bones, you just remind me of like the Fort Ali they had at one point. This is back in like the 1960s.
For Ali at Bishop Museum?
They had the bones of Ali.
That's not good.
It was.
You're supposed to leave them alone.
This is back in the 70s. This is before we
Aye.
were born, man.
Aye.
But what happened was there was a group that had conspired to have these bones removed and put back. And what happened was one night they had the alarms go off and the bones were gone the next day. There was one scientist that was still working overnight because he was very diligent, Dr. Sonoto. He
Knock, knock. Huh? Tree behind us just went knock, knock. Do them again. I know.
Anyway, I'm gonna knock again. I'm gonna mention Dr. Sonoto again. He he was interviewed as to like what happened to those bones, and his response is they walked out. Like he was in the building and saw the bones walk out of the museum. Make what you will, but if things aren't in the right place, they will go to the right places. It's a lot of Hawaiian stories with that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Melody. I missed that part. Can you say it again? Yeah, Matthew, the guy, Dr. Soto, what you said?
Dr. Sonoto.
Sonoto. I
He
was
was
like trying
a-
to pay attention to what was going on over here. I wanted to hear that, but
He was an archaeologist, and he would work late nights in Hockey Hall, which was connected, which was connected to Castle Building. And so, that night that he was working, and they asked him, "Did you see anything?" He said with a straight face and like, "They just walked out.
oh Jesus!
The bones literally walked out the hall."
Oh jeez.
Damn.
And speaking of Pocky Hall, that where my office was and where Sonoto's office was, there's one night I was doing a sleepover and I forgot something in my office, but the security guards already closed everything all up. So we went walking back to the hall door, and from inside we hear bang, 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 bang. We're like, I was with another science educator. We both stood there like, yeah, we're not going back in there tonight. They kept all the right next to where my office was where all the toy pounders were. So you had actual objects that were used by people.
That's where all the little cursed objects and stuff were stored.
Yep. Toy
That people,
pounders, ads.
like
Yeah.
people don't go in there because if they do, they'll die, kind of thing,
Or get sick.
or get very, very sick.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know if the REM pod's going off. I didn't hear it.
You didn't know if it had on volume on that thing, yeah?
Yeah. Look, what is this thing? Ah, you bugger.
It might be because it's dark.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
And Joe,
Huh?
did you notice if that REM pod comes with a volume adjuster?
Nope, not that I know of. Is there anything in Waianae you tried to? Is there anywhere in Waianae you tried to find spirits?
All of
No, not me. Cause Waianae, I'm more scared I go find the living.
Hakimo Road.
Hakimo Road.
Huh.
I went Waianae in high school. Well, not high school. I was out of high school. Remember, we went to my friend's auntie's house. We would drink plenty of wine. When we were driving there, I saw my dog in the back roads that had died. Yeah, so I was already 21 because he died when I was in college. I saw my dog just jump out of the bush, look at me, wag his tail, and jump back in the bush. That's, I mean, there's also Makua Cave. You know, there's a lot of places like that too. But I don't know. I'd love to go Waianae, but number one, I live Kaneohe, so it's far.
Makaha Towers.
Makaha Towers.
Oh
Yep, yep.
my.
Oh,
You see the footprints
You
coming out
catch
of
the rail, Joe.
the pool.
I like go.
You jump on the rail.
Yeah, we go jump on the rail.
Yeah.
Like what? 20 years.
You just go over here, park over the mountain, and
Yeah, yeah,
jump on the
yeah.
rail that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the rail's
Only
supposed
for
to be
come up
hunted
short.
too, huh? Yeah.
We make them all the way back. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
the rail probably is going to end up haunted.
I like go camp out at Makaha Icy Ponds. That's where I want to go camping. You can hear people talking in the background. Well, there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
Where is that
Sister
from?
went to the
Huh?
icy ponds.
Icy pond.
All the way in the back of Makaha.
They want
It
big
comes,
tail.
yeah, it comes in the back of Kaneaki Heiau. It's a heiau that's in a gated, rich community, which they don't let you guys go. They don't let people go to. Like they're open on a Wednesday from like 10 to 11 or something. You know.
What's the vegetation look like over there? Is it all brown or is
No,
it
no, it's all rainforest, bro. Like
Yeah?
this.
My sister then just went there. The pond inside.
The pond is blue.
I just seen the water from our side, but just trying to phantom that. Pond out in the
Oh
top
yeah,
right.
Makua Cave is scary. We a long time ago. I think I told that story already this month. We went crawling down one of those holes as far as we could go, and something would chase us out.
Like center, or whatever, where the kids come.
Ugh.
With chairs.
Surprised if there's still bones into the homes in the former graveyard in Wahiwa. Of course.
The Makaha ice ponds.
Took pictures in there. Had something standing in front of your brother. Oh wow. Makua Cave is very sacred. It's said to be where the people of Waianae came from. They came out of the cave.
The lizard people?
No, the people of Waianae. They walked out of the cave. The cave like birthed them. That's one of the legends. Rail is supposed to be haunted. Sightings happen when going by Ho'opili. Lopaka told a story. Oh, very cool. When we were all quiet, you heard voices, Christy. Wow. Like that? Anything about the H3? Oh, plenty. We'll talk about the H3 couple nights.
Yeah, it was built over a heiau that was supposed to be for women.
Couple of them. The women's heiau was there, and then across was the men's heiau. One of my sons, when my son was playing baseball, one of the his teammates' moms came up to me and said they were driving down the H3, and she was like, "Oh, you're local, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Hawaiian." She's like, "Oh, maybe you can explain to this." They're driving. She was driving down the H3, and she said that she found she saw these 2 people walking down the H3 tunnel in the middle of the road. It was like nighttime, nobody else was there, and it was a beautiful woman and a handsome guy, and they're walking towards Kaneohe. And although there's a car in front of her, and so she saw them, and she started honking the horn. The car in front of them went right through them. Yeah, and they just kind of disappeared. And that she tripped out on that. Yeah.
Well, that probably explains the smell.
Masculine energy down by the waterfall, feminine energy. Yeah, these trees are laughing the whole time. I shared some stories with Ui about Makua Cave. Ooh, awesome. Ghost stories at Morgan's Corner is crazy. Oh, scary. Oh,
That was.
you get the melody obaki over here. Get the smoke coming through.
Like I come with my own mists.
Yeah. Yeah. I think tomorrow night. Cause it's been like hour, almost hour and a
Oh,
half
it's
already.
already 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Shit.
Tobacco mist. Tomorrow night, I would like to. I can't make any promises though, but I'd like to go to Manoa Chinese Cemetery and tell some of the stories over there. Hopefully, walk around. I know we cannot drive up there. The road is too kind of dangerous to drive at nighttime. But maybe if we can go up to the grand ancestor's grave, light him some incense, and tell us some of the stories and legends up there, that would be kind of cool. That's always a nice spot. That's one of the places we'd go to on the tours. That's Thursday. Friday is going to be at a school, which I don't know if I can identify, but we have one of the guys that work at the school, and we have my friend Guy, and they're going to be sharing their stories with us as well. Last year, that was a great one. They have amazing stories, my friend Guy and T. They're awesome. Um, and then Saturday, I don't know, maybe Paradise Park back in Manoa Valley. That's one of the stops we did on the tour as well, yeah. I tried to do the stops on the tour, like as we would do them with the Oahu Ghost Tours. We did the Pali, then we did Ulupo, Heiau, and Kailua. I did that one about a week or two ago. Then over here, um, Manoa Chinese Cemetery, and then Paradise Park. And those are the 5 sites we would go to, so yeah. Hey, Keith, good to see you, bro. How's it? I cannot say. I don't know if this guy like me tell. You know what I mean? That's his Kuliana. I'll respect him. If you like tell you guys, he could tell you guys. That's Friday. I'd also like to do a walking tour one day to take you guys downtown and walk around. Oh, McKinley High School. That place is evil. That place is evil. There's something really evil and demonic over there. I don't know. I haven't even been there, but that's what I've heard. I've been there to work on their system. I'm a repair technician. I fix some stuff, and yeah. So we're gonna head out already. You guys on the tree spirit. You'd like to say goodbye to everybody. We're about to say, so can you say aloha? Yeah, I think most of the schools, I think, were used for bodies, yeah? Morgue and stuff like that, World War II and all that other stuff. Okay, anyway, you guys, I'm going to turn this around and blind myself temporarily so I can formally say goodbye. And thank you guys all for the... Ugh. Yep, I don't need to see nothing. What am I gonna see? Ghosts. The invisible things over here. You're gonna need your eyes when you're doing this kind of stuff anyway. But, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. Follow, like, subscribe. We have scarier stories coming up, yeah. Towards the end of the month, we do this every night, 8 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Share them, tell your friends, all of that good stuff. And, yeah, stay safe. Have a great day tomorrow and a great night. Aloha.
Mahalo.
Thanks, Melody. Appreciate all the stories, too.